Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Puck in Deep with the great and masterful Pearlo Wisdom. How you doing, Pearlo?
Doing great, my friend. Another great show up ahead. This great games tonight. Got Lyle in the house, man. This is gonna be a good one.
Exactly. Speaking of that, a very special guest hopping on, the great, the wonderful Lyle Richardson. How you doing, Lyle?
Thanks for having me on, Ron. I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to talking hockey with you guys tonight.
Awesome. So just to clue you guys in, by the way, thank you all for very much for hopping on and joining us. Please hit the like and subscribe if you like what we do. We'd really appreciate that. Puck in Deep, where we talk about the deep end of the ice, man, where we know puck.
Yeah.
Right? So we definitely know Puck, and we got the great Pearlo Wisdom, who's also part of the Ice Guys, one of the best North American hockey capping websites out there. Got to go check those guys out for sure, and all the great frolic that Pearlo's got on his page. And then
Yeah.
also, you got to be checking out all the great stuff at Spectre's Hockey from Lyle Richardson. I mean, the man just writes for everybody and their brother. Come on. You got to go over there and especially check out the rumor mill and all the great stuff that Lyle does over there, man. So thank you very much, Lyle, for hopping on. We're going to dive deep into a set of a large amount of games tonight. So, what do you think, Perlo? You ready to go here, man?
Oh man, I've been working all day and
Right?
looking at these games, and so
We get an
the
opportunity here, man, to pick Lyle's brain, dude. I mean,
yeah.
seriously. It's all good, man. It's all good.
Well,
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
what game would you want to look at first? That's what I
All
want to
right,
say.
the first game I want to talk about off the bat, okay, is what that's the early game that's going on tonight as we're recording. In fact, puck drop is about in 1 minute, and we're talking about the Chicago Blackhawks and the Tampa Bay Lightning. And uh, I'm very much excited about what Chicago has been doing. I love the addition of Spencer Knight. He's now 2-0 on the season for them. He's been playing very well. Every time he's in, they seemingly have a good chance to win. Bedard seems to be settling in. They've got uh, Nazar is taking the pressure off. So let's start with you, Lyle. What do you think about this game, especially how Tampa Bay has only won one game so far this season?
Yeah, I mean it's obviously very early in the season. So if you're a Lightning fan, you will console yourself with that knowledge that it is just, still very early in the season. But it is an unusual situation for them to be in, nevertheless. I mean, this has been a team that has been among the dominant clubs in the league for a decade now. And to see them down near the bottom of the standings this early in the season has to
Yeah.
be a little bit concerning. Conversely, Chicago, a team that was expected to once again be probably a lottery team as they're, continue to do their rebuild, off to a better than expected start. It is kind of interesting to see that kind of the dynamic of the young club that's trying to build on, build up and become a contender, going up against a team that for a long time has been no worries about being a playoff team, let alone, and a Stanley Cup contender that kind of stumbling a bit from the gate. Um, what I'm like I said, what I'm going to be interested in watching is just how well though those kids in Chicago are going to match up against that experience and that depth that the Lightning have. And you got to figure that after a couple of weeks here of kind of sputtering along, they've had a couple of days now to kind of reset, to go back. John Cooper, one of the best coaches in the league, to kind of go back and reevaluate things. So I'm going to be interested to see if he shakes up his line at all, what he's got planned. and basically how well the young Blackhawks are going to be able to adjust to that. But on the other side of it, yeah, can the Lightning, who are getting older, they still have they're still loaded with stars. I mean, Vasilevsky in goal, Hedman on defense, Kucherov up front with Gensel and with
all
young
day
Anthony
long. You know what I mean?
Cirelli as
Right.
well,
Yeah.
and Braden Point. But how well are they going to be able to counter the Blackhawks, their speed, especially the guys like Connor Bedard, and especially Frank Nazar, who is coming into his own
Yeah,
as a
boy.
star.
Yep. I'm with you on that. Perlo, what do you think about this game?
It's an interesting one. You got to remember Kucherov was sick on that road trip as well.
Mm.
I have a feeling there might have been an illness going through the room, to tell you the honest truth, but they didn't bring it. They didn't let anybody know. That quite often, whenever I see like a big star like that take some be off for like 2 days with an illness, quite often it's going on through the room. That's going on through the room. So you have Tampa Bay coming back home, like Lyle said, they have 2 days. They've had 2 days off. The Chicago team is going to be up for this game. There's no doubt about that. So what I've kind of done here is I've kind of hedged my bets. I think Chicago might be able to surprise Tampa Bay. I think they'll come out early and give them a good go. Tampa Bay may not like quite often the players and stuff. They don't really know what's going on way over out west. They might be coming in going, okay, this is Chicago. We got a good chance to get back in the groove and get our legs going again. And then Chicago's going to be like, well, you're going to need to get your legs going a little more than you think because
You're gonna need to pack a lunch and bring some
we're
friends. You know what I
actually
mean?
we're
Boy.
actually humming here pretty good. So I can actually see it going either way.
Yeah.
I've got Chicago possibly winning this game. So what I did was I have Chicago winning the game, but then I took a whole bunch of Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay will score too. I think they're going to score one way or another. They're going to score. Chicago's got a really young defense. Tampa, if they get their legs going late, they can do something with that defense. That defense hasn't seen guys like Kucherov yet in a
Okay.
while. So
Okay.
I think I took Tampa Bay players to score and stuff like that. And I think there'll be lots of goals in this game. I think it's going to be an exciting one to watch. I think it's going to be
Yeah, I
exciting.
agree. No, no,
And I'm interested to see that Vasilevsky has been eh. Spencer Knight's been rocking it. So you can
that's what I
see
want
like
to see.
lots of shots from Tampa Bay, Spencer Knight going off,
Yeah,
and
that's what I
then
want to see.
Vasilevsky, if he hasn't got back into his groove yet, Chicago slips a couple in and stuff like that. It's going to be an exciting game to watch. A really interesting dynamic about this old veteran grizzled team, this young up and coming team going against each other. It's going to be exciting to watch.
I'm looking forward to this game as well too for that very reason. Exactly what you said, Perlo. I want to see this matchup in goal because Spencer Knight has been playing exceptionally well. Okay, he's got 2 wins under his belt. He's got a good save percentage. He's actually been doing really good in net. I think he was an amazing addition to Chicago. That helps boost their sagging defense to some extent because he's able to bail them out because he's that good of a goaltender and
Mhm.
because Vasilevsky has not been playing like his normal self. You know what I mean? And I think that's going to open the door for Chicago
Yeah.
to do exactly that, come in and do a little surprise action here on Tampa Bay. So I think are we all picking Chicago here to win this one?
I think it's possible. That's all I'm saying. You
Mm.
got to remember Spencer Knight probably was from played in Florida too, so I think he's got still a little bit of
That's,
that residential
okay.
hate for the Lightning at the same time.
Okay, so that's
Yeah,
why. That's what. Yeah. Okay, so is that what we're thinking here? We all think that Chicago's going
I'll
to win
I'll
this
lean
one.
towards Chicago on that one.
All right. All right. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. There. Oh, hey. Well. All right. There you go. All right. So the next game I want to kind of focus in on here too is two surprising teams that are up and coming. We all thought they were going to be um, improved this year. We thought that because of how they've been rebuilding and how they've been adding to the teams and things of that nature. The Detroit Red Wings playing against the New York Islanders,
Mm.
and I'm we all thought Detroit was going to be an improved team, but surprise, surprise, 5-2-0 to start off the season. That's a pretty good start to the season, right? Islanders not quite the same as well, but still respectable for the Islanders doing well. But anytime I get a chance to talk about Matthew Schaefer, I mean, the kid is just amazing. I mean, listening to Horvath talk about this kid on NHL Network, just listening to him rave about this kid who just turned 18 years old. I mean, and this guy has been in the league for over 10 years. You know what I mean? And to hear him talk about how mature he is and how he's lighting up things on the ice. And man, he's just been putting in assists. He's been playing defensively. He's been, getting into the scrums. And what do you guys think? Let's start with you, Perlo. What do you think about this matchup with the Islanders versus the Red Wings?
Yeah, I actually took the Red Wings to make the playoffs this year. Now that had not so much to do with their roster, but we saw what Montreal did last year, where they took a lot of teams by surprise and they out energied the other team quite a bit.
Yes, they did.
Um, and McClellan is that type of coach. Detroit has not made the playoffs in a long time. Teams are going to take them lightly. Simple as that. And I just feel like they've got a couple players that are hitting their stride with like Casper. Raymond is now mature. Larkin and the whole situation that happened last year where Larkin was really upset that they didn't get anybody at the trade deadline. And I think McClellan is using that as a lot of fuel. You know, you want guys, you want people at the trade deadline. You want management to uh, to get behind you. We can't just be almost there. We got to be right in the playoff mix this year. And if you want that, like he's got so much fuel to say, you want that, you got to do this. You want this, you got to be playing with energy every night. You want this is the way it is. You got to listen to what I'm saying, and you got to be skating like a mother out there. That's pretty much what St. Louis was saying to Montreal. He's a great motivator as well, obviously. And I really thought they would do that this year. They had a little stumble against Buffalo, which is understandable after beating a lot of big teams. You go up against a lighter one, maybe you take them lightly. It's going to be interesting to see if they'll be able to, on a back to back, gain that energy here, or will they be a little bit of a feel sorry for themselves game and the Islanders take it? This is another one where I like a lot of goals. And since you brought up Schaefer, I like Schaefer for points and stuff today. I mean, that kid is amazing. It'll be interesting to see how he holds up for a whole season. But
Yeah.
without a doubt, you're looking at a top future player in Schneider there. There's no doubt about that. I've listened to some of his interviews, and of course, you're the one you've done as well. This kid is very mature and very confident in himself. Of course, he's got a lot of motivation with his mom and all the things that happened in his past. I just think this kid grew up really quick,
Yes,
and
he did.
he's able to put up. He's not the kid that's going to be going out to the clubs on the road or anything like that. This kid's dialed in, and I think that might, even more than his actual talent, might be the greatest strength that he has. I see a lot of the great defensemen in this kid from an attitude perspective. And when you got that kind of attitude and the skill he's got, I mean, it could take you a lot of places. So yeah, that kid is something else.
Okay, but you're leaning Detroit. Even
I,
without
I I'm
Patrick
leaning,
Kane,
I'm
even
going
without
more
Patrick Kane
I'm going
tonight.
more goals than I'm worried because it's a back to back. It's a difficult. I just think there's going to be a
Oh,
lot
okay,
of goals.
gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
I've
Yeah.
actually got Schneider for over 1.5 points tonight at a really good price.
You mean Schaefer?
Or Schaefer. Did I say
Yeah. Yep.
Schneider?
Yep.
Yeah.
Schaefer. Yep.
Schaefer
Yep.
for
Schaefer.
over 1.5 points tonight. Schaefer for over one
He's
and a
on
half.
a 6 game streak now. He's got points in the last 6 games.
I
So
think
I
there's going
mean,
to be a lot of goals. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
So Lyle, what do you think about this matchup here?
Well, I mean, Perlo touched on a lot of the main points here, obviously. One thing I will say though, for Detroit is they got a couple of kids in their lineup this year that have made an early difference. You know, when you talk about Sandine
Yep.
Pellico, I have to try and
Okay.
say
Yep.
it right, of course, Pellica,
Mhm.
Sandine Pellica, and of course young Finney, who was,
Yeah.
he was a seventh round pick for heaven's sake. And look at
I
this
Wow.
know,
kid being
right?
among the leading scorers among the rookies already. Branson
Already.
Nygaard is also in there as well. And we can't forget as well, you talked about on the D, Simon Edvinson, who had
Oh,
he had a terrific rookie season
yeah.
last year. He really
Yes.
did. But because the Wings, self imploded down the stretch again,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
overshadowed what a great season he actually had for them.
Absolutely. Yes.
So yeah, the Wings, I would be leaning towards the Wings here on this one as well. But I mean, to your point about the Islanders, I mean, yeah, they got off to that, shaky start. Then they won three straight. They fired their goalie coach last week, brought in, or last week, yesterday actually, fired the goalie coach, brought in the guy who worked with Ilya Sorokin during their KHL days. So hopefully that will help him out as well. But to your point about Schaefer, I mean, I got to tell you, I mean, excuse me, coming into this season, Ivan Demidov of the Canadians was considered the favorite to win the
Yes.
Calder Trophy. If
Yes.
Schaefer can maintain the pace that he's been, because he's playing 22 minutes a game, that's a hell
Yeah.
of a workload
That's
for an
no
18-year-old
slouch. Right.
defenseman right off the hop. Very,
Yeah.
very few do that. And he's
Hmm.
leading all rookies right now with 7 points. Demidov's right behind him with six. But regardless, this is an 18-year-old defenseman playing 22 minutes a game who's among the leading scorers on his team. Now, it's very early in the season. He's got a long way to go here. Maybe he tails off, maybe he doesn't. But I will tell you honestly, if can maintain that level or at least stay close to it, he's going to win the Calder, not Demidov, because he's
Okay.
playing a much larger role in a more difficult position and
Agreed.
playing it well. If he
Yeah.
can keep that up, yeah, the Calder votes are going to go to him at the end of the year. But again, a long way to go here. But I like what I'm seeing from this kid just a couple of weeks in.
Yeah. I will say this about where I think he's going to end up this year. I wasn't even that wasn't even something that entered my mind when I first thought about him being a first round pick, and then he actually making the team, and then the whole 9 yards with that. But he missed a good portion of his final season
Oh, yes.
in juniors.
Yep.
Okay, so
Broken
he
collarbone.
right because in the World Junior
That's
Championship
right.
game, right?
Yep.
So he missed what 4 months, right? That was the whole rest of the season
Yep.
for his junior year, right? So he hasn't really played a lot of hockey lately.
No.
Okay, and so look, the reason why I'm saying this is because I think he's going to be able to be the uh, not be the norm where he's going to drop off because I think because he didn't play for that amount of time because he had the broken collarbone and was able to be rested up and not play that trog through that junior season and then get drafted and now he's got to trog through 82 games. You know what I mean? I think he's going to be fresh for the season. I don't think we're going to see that. We see rookies that get to like game 60 and then suddenly, all right, that's all they got left in the tank, because they're not used to that full, 82 games. They're not used to that. You know what I mean? And
It's not
so
just the 82 games though. It's they're not used to the physicality, the
Yeah.
size
The
and
the
speed.
pace, the
grind
physicality. But they said the same thing about Lane Hudson last year too. And in Hudson's case, he's smaller than Schaefer. And
Yeah.
everybody thought this kid sure is a good puck mover, but he's not gonna. Oh yeah, he'll be fine the first half of the season. He'll be absolutely toast by the time the end of the
hello
season
Calder
came.
Cup.
Wrong.
He avoids a lot of that. He's so
He's
smart.
smart.
Exact because
Oh
of
my
his
gosh.
his
Oh my
smarts,
gosh.
his style of play. He's been able to
Yeah.
avoid big hits. But getting away from that though, but in Schaefer's case, because of the role he takes on, and he takes on a more of a physical one too, because of his size. So
Yeah.
that's going to be the thing that's going to be key for me as
That's what
well.
I'm
But
concerned. That's
Yeah.
not really what I'm concerned about it, but sorry to jump on you there,
No,
but it's
no.
more I Islanders fans are tough, man.
Hmm.
Like just temper it down a tad. Let this kid be great. Even if he does fall off, he's still great. It's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Don't be slamming this kid. That's what I.
This
That's why
this
I.
this guy is your Denny Potvin, okay?
Of the
Islanders
future,
fans. Yo,
possibly, yeah,
Denny Potvin was their franchise foundation when they drafted him over 50
yeah,
years ago.
yeah.
Maybe you've got another Potvin
Maybe,
situation here.
yeah, it's
Maybe.
possible. Yeah,
I,
build the kid up. Don't
Yeah.
don't beat him
Don't
down.
tear him down. Be patient
I,
with
Yeah,
him. So far, they're loving him though, and he's loving
mm,
playing for them. So if that love affair stays in, oh boy, yeah,
yeah.
this could be a whole different direction. I'm just as an aside, I'm just glad to see the Islanders are finally moving away from the Lamoriello era. All due respect to Lou Lamoriello, but man, that team the last couple of years have just been painful to watch. So yeah,
so
move on.
yeah, so
No, but
shout
it's
out to Isle Girl, right? We had Kim on,
yeah,
right? And she is like got the inside track on the Islanders, right? And that was the one thing that she zoomed in on right off was the fact that it was different general manager, different ownership, different, you
yeah,
know, the whole situation was different. They were allowing people now to come in and watch practice where they
Yeah,
hadn't allowed that for the last 3 years. They were, you know what I mean, that they had opened up the doors a little bit and allowed the people to come in and see and be part of the team now a little bit more. And the fact that she also said too that he tied Coach Wah's hands
mm-hmm.
when it came to the lineup. He was
hmm
dictating the lineup instead of the coach.
right.
Okay, and so that's never gonna work out good neither. You know what
No,
I mean?
no.
And the fact that Raw is still there
Mm,
is testament to how good of a coach that I think he is. I look, I
I think he is
loved
too.
him. I loved him. He was one of my all-time. Him and Bernie Perrant are some of my all-time favorite goaltenders, like ever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so but to see him coach, I love seeing him coach because I love seeing that fire. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, I love seeing him coach.
Oh,
So
where I live is my hometown team's Quebec Major, or Quebec Maritime now, my Quebec Maritime Junior Hockey League. So I got a chance to see Wah behind the bench several times when he came to town with the Remparts. You can hear him. Let me just say this: you can hear him throughout the building. The building can be crazy loud. You will hear him. He is not
Yeah.
ashamed, not afraid to vocalize.
No.
So
Yeah.
hmm
You bet.
no, no, no.
yeah.
And I tell you, and I've been to some like smaller like USHL type arenas, right? Covering went to the Youngstown Phantoms and was able to watch that game and everything. And yeah, you could definitely hear the communication from the bench. That was definitely apparent. You could definitely hear the communication, for sure.
Yeah.
So, all right, I, I'm torn between the next game that I want to talk about here, and I'm tossing a coin here. I don't want to be the homer and talk about the Flyers and the Senators, okay? But since we're gonna cover you guys' teams. So we'll talk about the Flyers and the Senators. So and,
Okay.
That's
and,
fine.
and, and, and I'll go first since you guys all went first before us. So,
Not a homer at all. No,
no, no.
not at
Uh,
all.
I look. I really think this is going to be a good game. I really think that this matches up well, even though the Senators are without Kachuk for right now. You know what I mean with his injury and everything. So, but I think this could be another opportunity for the Flyers to build on their win against Seattle. I think this is an opportunity for them to do that. They're going to have the same goaltender in net. I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of Dan Vladar. He's been their number one goaltender, for sure. Um, but Philadelphia still has serious gaps. Their power play is lo- next to last or last. I mean, 3 out of 19 is not going to get it done. Okay,
No.
seriously. And you have Mitchkov with this many goals. You have Konechny with this many goals. You know what I mean? And so I don't know here. I don't know what I would do here on this game, to be honest with you. If I was, I'm glad I'm not a betting man because I would have no clue where to go. But if Philadelphia doesn't keep on the horse and match the physicality, then the Senators are going to come in and take a win. And so we'll go to Lyle next.
Yeah, this one is kind of interesting because well, the Senators high expectations for this season after they made the playoffs last year,
Yeah.
whereas the Flyers is considered to be rebuilding. So you could say, well, if things were going normally, I would take the Senators in this one, but it's not been very good for Ottawa so far, and it's
No.
been better than expected for the Flyers. Even though
Yes.
despite the issues you mentioned, they're still sitting there with a winning record right now. Whereas
Yep. Yep.
Ottawa, the big issue for Ottawa is in goal. I mean, Linus Ullmark has not played well, but mind you, he got off to a shaky start last season before he kind of settled in. So this could be just more of the same. Some players take a few weeks before they settle into their groove. That might be the issue with him. But with him struggling and with their heart and soul out of the lineup for at least the next 6 to 8 weeks and Kachuk,
Yeah.
um, they really need somebody there among that core to step up and fill that void. I don't know who it's going to be, but somebody's going to have to. Whether it's Stutzla, whether it's Jake Sanderson, their defenseman,
Yeah. Yeah.
whether it's Drake Batherson, who just came back to the lineup after being
Yeah.
sidelined with injuries, somebody's got to step up and lead for them if they're going to turn it around. Conversely, with the Flyers, I mean, yeah, I, at the risk of sounding kind of catty here, it seems like they're succeeding in spite of themselves.
That's a
You
good
know,
way to put
if
that.
I may, I mean, because as you said, I mean, Michkov is kind of struggling a bit under Tocchet. Konechny, I mean, yeah, he's bringing the fire, but not the production so far. I think there's
Right.
an adjustment period still there going on with Tocchet. I think they'll get there in the end, but this one, I'd be and well, hey, spoiler alert, it's one shot on goal here, so. But for your Flyers, so hey, they get the first shot of the game. But
Blackhawks. Ooh, sorry.
Hey, okay, all right.
but
So,
yeah,
okay.
it's right now it's a toss up for me. I don't know who I would pick just
Okay.
between those. I think maybe I would lean Flyers just because with some of those issues there that I mentioned about with Ottawa, I'm still not confident in how they've been handling it so far.
Okay.
But you could really go either way with this one.
I'm with
Perlo,
you.
I'd love to hear what you think about this.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Well, first of all, remember we did the show. Who were the two players I said we're going to struggle under talking?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember exactly. Mitchkov and Konechny. And
Exactly.
guess who's struggling
Because
under
neither one
Tocchet?
of them like to play defense. That's it. That's why. That's why Michkov's down in minutes. It's not Tocchet saying Tocchet says like offense, but you got to get your back to your spots. You have to.
Yeah.
He gives you lots of leeway in the offensive zone. He gives you lots of leeway and believes in you to use your intelligence. But if you overcommit and you can't get back, or you dipsy doodle and you put yourself out of position constantly, or anything like that, he's not going to complain about it, but you're going to have your minutes taken down. In practice, he's going to be on you. And those two guys have not had a coach do this yet. And that includes Tortorella, by the way. Tortorella did not do that to these two guys either. In fact, Tortorella has come out and said he's worried that Tocchet's doing what he's doing with Michkov. I heard a quote about him saying, you
Yeah.
don't want to take that away from him. And
Yeah.
Tocchet's like, okay, I'm the one here now. So I believe Michkov can do it. And I believe Konechny could do it a long time. He's just got away with it and stubborn. I don't know what it is. But It can't happen it's not going to happen with Tocchet. It just is not. So either stop your stubbornness and buy in, or you're going to have trouble. Look at all the guys that are doing well. The guys that do buy in.
Exactly.
Cates, Forster
Tippett,
is a fantastic.
Forster,
I
Tippett.
love that guy.
Yep.
Forster, by the way,
that
spoiler, Forster got the goal. It's 1-0
Good.
Flyers.
I had him ATG. So anyways,
go.
I took Philadelphia in this game.
Okay.
Ottawa is just like you brought up. You said it very, very well. You lost your guy, but who else there is going to spark this team?
Yeah.
And it's showing right now that Stützle, I don't think he's trying, but he doesn't have it in him.
Yeah.
Pinto is the guy that can do it.
That's a good point.
Pinto has to learn now. He's a young kid. I see Eric Stahl in this kid. I see it in him.
Ooh, okay. That's a good comparison.
But the fact is, he's a kid, and it's time.
Well, he's 24. He's 24.
He's still young. Yeah, it's time. It's time.
Oh,
He's
I agree.
Yeah.
You can be that guy. Go out there and be that guy. But you're right. Somebody's got to get this spark. And until I see it, I'm off of Ottawa, which is too bad because I took Ottawa to win the division. So
whoops.
Brady Kachuk goes down, and I'm like, okay.
Okay. Yeah, right. That went just right down.
Omar comes back. It doesn't help that Omar isn't at his best right now.
Right. That's true too. That's true.
Omar comes back. This team gets a little bit of chemistry going with her there, and Brady comes back. I can see them doing a light run and still being fine. But I love the way Lyle said there. That spark. They need that spark.
Yeah,
and Philly has it.
They don't have it.
Because they have that Rick Tocchet bump.
Yeah.
The Rick Tocchet bump. I don't know how long it's going to last for. We'll see how long it's going to last for. But we know the Rick Tocchet bump. When he starts off with teams, he did it with Vancouver, did it with Arizona. He did it with everybody he played for. The first year, they played really well. We'll see how long it lasts for. Okay. Defense is an issue. I don't know if Ladar is going to be able to be the guy, but what were you saying, Rick?
I was just going to say, just speaking of Konechny, he and Coots got assists on the Forster goal. So
hey, all right.
Coots,
so there you go.
Right on.
Coots, all right, good deal. Cool. All right, so now I want to get to y'all's game.
Yes.
Right. So this is the Montreal Canadiens versus the Edmonton Oilers, and before we get into this, I just want to preface this with this. The last show that we had, Puck and Deep, you got to go check that out. Check that out on the channel with the Pearlo's Edmonton rant, and we had a huge conspiracy theory on that. And oh my, you got to go check that out. By the way, you just got to go check that out. But so, okay, I want to throw this to Lyle first because, well, he's the guest, and how do you look? We both, Pearlo and I both really like what Montreal's been doing. We really think that St. Louis is like one of the better coaches that could be up there coaching this team right now. Really like some of the young players that they've been able to get up there and develop. Lane Hudson, blah blah blah. Like how Nick Suzuki has been stepping up. Finally, we're seeing what we thought he could be. You know what I mean? So, Lyle, please. Let us know how you feel about this one.
Oh, well, just as far as for the Canadian start to this season, it's gone as well as I could have hoped. You know, just with everything. It's been, if you're a Canadiens fan, it's been a very pleasant ride since last December when they started turning things around and it looked like another dead season was upon them. Yeah. You know, I'm liking what I've seen of Demidov. I talked about him earlier and how he was considered the favorite to be the Calder Trophy winner. Still could be. I still think right now Schaefer's got the edge on him, but he has come as advertised though. You can see. I mean, the goal he set up last night for Matheson. I don't know if you saw that. I mean, in overtime, he takes the pass from Newhook. Cuts into the middle. He glances up, sees Matheson, his teammate, coming off the bench, heading to. So what does he do? Turns around, skating backwards and sideways. hangs on, stick handles, draws two flames toward him, waits for Matheson to streak down that side, sneak in behind him, picture perfect pass and in. I mean, this kid's got magic hands. There's just no other way to put it. But yeah, everything about the Canadians so far, it's gone as well as I could have hoped. Um, and tonight, though, is going to be an interesting test because they're going up against an Oilers team that off to another cruddy start, which seems to be their modus operandi on a season now. They the first month, for 4 to 6 weeks, they're garbage, and then all of a sudden, McDavid and Draisaitl say, "Okay, we've had enough of this nonsense," and they turn it on, and away they go. And they're coming off, like I said, this is the second game of a back-to-back. They played against the Flames last night, an entertaining game, even though it was a low-scoring one. It's going to be interesting to see how they do against a more rested Oilers club. I'm trying not to be a homer here myself. I mean, obviously, being a fan, I'm going to cheer for them. I want them to win, but with the Oilers, so you still have to respect them, even though they're not as I don't think they're as deep as they were last season or even 2 years ago. But this is still a team that you cannot rest on this team. You can't look at this team and just go in and just think you can coast. They can devastate you inside of 10 minutes if you let them. They're going to have to be smart. They're going to have to play smart defensive hockey here. And, at the same time, stick to their offensive game plan. And I think the Oilers got something to prove tonight, too. So, I'm hoping for the Canadians to win this, but coming off on the second end of a back-to-back against an Oilers team that I think is trying to have something to prove, especially at home, I'd be leaning toward the Oilers.
Who's going to be in net? Is it going to be Multiball or?
I think it's Montembeau tonight. Dobesh had the start last night.
Okay,
so,
that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, I believe Monty's got the start tonight.
All right. Okay. Pearlo, please chime in, sir.
Well, I'll try not to. Yeah, go watch the rant, and you can find out what I want. Lyle's being very.
Well, I'm telling you what, man. This was like an epic, 25-minute show that we did.
Send me the link, please. Send me the link.
I will.
I will listen to it while I'm doing my work tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
I'm
gosh.
intrigued here. Yes. I am intrigued to hear this.
Okay.
But there's a whole bunch of other stuff on there that you got to check out.
Lyle's being kind.
Oh man. No.
I'm being diplomatic.
Lyle's being kind. The Oilers' defense or depth is trash. Okay, you can go find out why by watching that video. I can't take the Oilers here. In betting, they have a thing called there's a price thing, right? Where you pay. They're minus 210, which means that they're 3 times better than Montreal. Are you kidding me? They just came off of a Eastern road trip. They were all the way out east, remember, their last game that they played.
Yeah.
They did happen to win against Ottawa. So they're coming all the way home, have one day off and play a game. Now, usually when you have a bad road trip, a team will play a lot better on that game, okay? I'll give them that. But this is an Edmonton Oilers team that I think is in complete disarray. We mentioned that I'm not in the video. The video you did, go check it out. You'll see why. I think they're not. There's bad messaging in that room. There's a lot of bad things going on there. And you got a young, hungry Montreal team who's going to have a lot of Montreal fans in that building, by the way, to give them a little juice if they're on a back-to-back. So they're on a back-to-back. They had a tough game against Calgary, though. It's not going to be easy. It's not. This feels like a draw game to me. I have the draw. And then Montreal wins in overtime. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Demidov, though, because he brought it up. He reminds me of a guy they loved in Montreal for a long time. Unfortunately, but he wasn't really dedicated to the game, but he was just so naturally talented. Not saying that Demidov isn't dedicated to the game, but he reminds me of Kovalev. Mm-hmm. He reminds me of what Kovalev could have been. We're going to see what Kovalev could have been in Demidov, because this guy is dedicated to the game.
Oh, boy, is he ever.
Yeah, and I think if you saw Kovalev dedicated to the game, you're going to see what you see in Demidov in Montreal for the next 10 years.
There is why he was elected as he was.
There's
a reason why.
And point, just besides offense, I can't remember what team they were playing against. It was one of the games. At the blue line. Straight about Demidov, of all people. It's Demidov with that check coming back from deep zone, catches up, rises him off physically, doesn't interfere, doesn't cheat shot him, doesn't take the penalty. He played, bodied him off puck, turn around the back the other way. And I'm sitting there, I did not. See that dedication. See that. Oh, see that kid back. So, I would really, oh my lord. I think that's it. I'll get to that media hard running. Being that you're on good condition, this which really, I think, huge part of time. These goals that you're a believer, and really, obviously, that really means the amount of time. So,
you hear it. Right? Okay,
man.
yeah, man. All right.
Pearlo, I like you, man. You're not afraid to speak your mind. I have to be kind of diplomatic because I cover this for a living, so I'm kind of always kind of
I know.
diplomatic.
That's why I don't get paid by anybody.
I'm not getting paid much more than you, but
but we're trying to get paid by people. Yeah,
I just
we are
can't.
always
Yeah.
trying.
Well, if
Right.
somebody wants it, they better like what happens. There's been a lot of great guys that have spoke their minds and done well in this industry.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna be one of them
and we're definitely in that camp. So that's why this show is called Puck in
Puck
Deep,
in deep.
right? Because man, we go way past the blue line. We go way past the goal line. We're up past the
I'll tell you though,
dashers.
I'll tell you, if you want to get me started on a rant, just mention John Tavares and why the Toronto Maple Leafs sign him, and we're off.
Oh, I could go on that
We'll
one. Yeah.
save
We're
that for
off.
another show.
That
We'll
that
save
yeah,
that for another show.
we're off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
and
cover
and
one more
and
game.
and if you want to talk about the Buffalo Sabres, oh yeah,
Okay.
I am
Everybody can.
way off on that one.
The
Okay.
Buffalo Sabres are the everybody can crap on the Sabres.
You're right. Exactly.
Listen. I love Buffalo. Been there several times covering
Yeah,
the game. The
yeah.
fans are fantastic. I
Oh,
love the
fans
city.
are
It's
amazing.
got it just has a gritty
Sad.
charm that I love about the place.
Sad that the
And
Sabres.
they have the Sabres had such a rich hockey history until Terry Pagula took that team over. And here I go. So I'll
Okay,
blame.
let's go to the next game before we
Yeah,
go.
we'll
Rein
save that one
yourself in
for.
there.
Okay, so we
We
got
got,
two
we,
shows
we'll have
now.
lots of content for the future here.
We
Yeah.
got two
Oh
shows
yeah.
now lined up now for. I'm marking it down here, Lyle, for
There
two
we
shows
go.
here.
Yeah.
Rant on.
At some point, have Lyle on for random. Tell you what,
Yeah.
Buffalo and Toronto. There we
Yep.
go. If
All
we
right.
get a show where Buffalo and Toronto are playing that night.
Woo! All right. Hey,
Oh, there we
might
go.
not be
Then Lyle's
might not be long,
diplomatic hat
Lyle.
comes
We'll be
off.
giving you a call, buddy. Might not be long.
Yeah.
We'll be giving you a call. All right. Final game, which is also the final game of the night, and it's the
Okay.
one that I'm going to be definitely tuning in to watch for sure. Is the, and I'm going to go old school. I'm going to say the Hartford Whalers versus the Quebec
Hey.
Nordiques, a la the Carolina Hurricanes and the Colorado Avalanche. Um, I I am overly impressed with both of these clubs out of the gate. I absolutely, these are my two um, other favorite teams. I'm also a huge fan of Dallas. I love the Dallas Stars, but Colorado Avalanche, I've just been so high on. I love Landeskog back. That has been a huge boost in that room for them and in the ice for them. Their captain is back. It's like, first time he's been on the ice in over 2 years. So I really love what they're doing in Colorado. I'm also a huge fan of Rod Brindamore. Perlo and I have done season previews of the Hurricanes, and look, we know that the Hurricanes are just a machine. They continue to just put people out there that can do the job and get it done. They're tops in the division and in the league and in almost every category, and they just continue to roll over the league. And I think this is going to be their year, as far as, because I feel with the Floridas and the Tampa Bays kind of, I think, potentially taking that step back. I think you're going to see Carolina jumping in there a little bit. So I, I'm going. Uh, I hate to do this, man, because these are two of my favorite teams, but I'm going Carolina on this one, just because I think that it's going to be an outwork kind of thing. Not saying that Colorado is not going to outwork you, but I just think that the Brindamore machine is just going to roll over Colorado. It's going to be a close game. I think this is an overtime. In fact, if this is going to be a shootout, I think on this one. So, Lyle, let's jump to you first on this one here. So, what do you think about the Quebec Nordiques versus the Hartford Whalers?
I said, oh, if only it was the Nordiques and the
Right?
Whalers. It was 1989 again. Big time. Just
Ah,
very
to be
quickly,
that young again.
yes, to be that young again. But to your point about the Hurricanes, I mean, yeah, they're off to a really good start. No question. There are a few things though I'm a little concerned with. Svechnikov is not playing well. He's now down
Right.
on the fourth line.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a concern because he was considered their power forward, their guy who was going to be their, one of their main goal scorers. Excuse me. Nick Ehlers has been a little slow, kind of fitting in there, though he did pick up. He got an assist on a goal the other night, so he got his first point with him. So maybe things are starting to gel there. But I mean, yeah, Sebastian Aho continues to be, reliable and dependable as always. Stankoven's a promising young player fitting in well. Seth Jarvis, can't say enough about what a really terrific and tough two-way player he is, physically, mentally, and skill-wise terrific. I'm worried about their goaltending though. Freddie
Yeah.
Anderson, when he's healthy, yes, he plays well, but I'm just worried that he's just one more injury away from them having a really
He's that
problematic
other one that's
goaltending
like this.
situation. That's another one, yeah, but for
Yeah,
different
yeah, yeah,
reasons. Yeah, please stay healthy,
yeah.
Freddie.
Yeah, right, right, right.
Yeah. The Avs, well, first of all, I mean, this is going to be an interesting game too because it's, I believe it's, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this Nature's first game against the Hurricanes since
Yeah,
the
it
trade?
is. It
Then
Second.
is.
that's
It
No, it's a
is.
that's going to
second.
be
Second. It's a
very
second.
Oh,
interesting.
second game.
Second
So
game, but
Second
still,
game.
still,
Okay.
I mean that's going to be interesting to see, how he does against that. But he and McKinnon, terrific chemistry between those two guys. You got to feel too that the Avalanche, they're going to have to re-sign this guy if he keeps playing well because they already got dumb and traded Rantanen away last year. Because they didn't want to pay him 12 million, which nowadays is going to be a bloody bargain. So you got to figure it's going to be 11, 12 mil season for Natchez going forward. But it should be an entertaining game. I mean, two very, very talented teams. It could go either
Up,
way.
update. Update.
Oh, here we go.
Shane Gossesberry out.
Yep.
And Slavin out.
it's not an
That
update. That's been
one,
around for a bit, though.
Yeah,
yeah,
but I mean, for
Yeah, but
us,
they're out.
what we're
Yeah,
doing
yeah, yeah.
here, update
yeah,
for
Well, for
us,
the people that are on here, yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
I see what you mean. I
yeah.
thought you were saying that just happened. Okay.
No, no, no,
No,
no, no,
yeah,
no,
no. He's
no,
he's been
no.
out for a while, going to be out for a little while longer. Slavin's the
Yeah,
one that's going to be hurtful tonight. The Hurricanes really rely on he. By the way, one of the best defensemen who's never won the Norris Trophy, Jacob
Yeah,
Slavin.
I'm with you
probably
on that
won't.
all day long, all day long. Okay, so go ahead, Perlo. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
No, it's
cut
all
you
right.
off.
I was going to mention that actually.
Okay,
The thing is, Carolina has been on the road for a long time
Mm-hmm.
out west, and Colorado. They had a game against Utah. They didn't really care about. Uh, they did.
They should
clearly,
have. Utah's going to be
If
a
you
good
watched
team.
them
I'm
play, they were
telling you.
just playing a perimeter game, trying to scrounge at a point that they didn't get.
Yeah.
But they want this one. Colorado wants this one. This is the one Colorado. This is a team that they could be playing in the finals, and they know it.
Yeah.
And they got them. They got them a little soft here because they don't. They're
Okay.
not going to have the legs. I think Colorado wins this, and I think Colorado wins this convincingly.
Mm-hmm.
I think Colorado for all the reasons you said. They've been doing well without Slavin. They've
Yeah.
had some kids come up, but they've all been playing on the road, and they're not used to playing this type of Nikishin and stuff like that. This is the first time they've really been grinding out a road trip. And now you're
Yeah.
going up against a Colorado team that can skate like Nietzsche's and
Yeah.
McKinnon and McCarr and
Oh yeah.
all of these
Yeah.
skaters. And if that doesn't get you tired, then you got Nichushkin bearing down on you. This is it's not fair for Carolina in this game. So I wouldn't make any assumptions about how good Carolina is in this game. I think Colorado wins this game in a pretty good clip. Colorado wins this game in a pretty good clip. Carolina's going to give it their best.
Yeah.
Though. That's the thing.
Okay.
You never know. It's kind of like one of those things with Carolina. Like they're the you never know team. If there's any team that's got the heart and the speed and the determination to beat down this Colorado team on the road in this spot, Carolina's probably it, but I just don't see it here.
Okay.
So they've had a really tough road trip. Like
Yeah,
it's been
yeah.
tough. They just played
Yeah.
Vegas, and now you're going up against Colorado.
Colorado. Yeah.
Hey, good job, guys. Good job. You
Right.
had a great
Right.
road
Right.
trip. Catch
Yeah.
Colorado at home next time.
Yeah. Right. Right. We'll catch you on the next
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'll tell you what. Wow. Holy smokes. Did we get a good one in here for you guys today or what, man? We bring in some of the best here. That's why we call it Pucking Deep. We bring in the best here for you guys for sure. Big thank you to Mr. Lyle Richardson III. Thank you very much for hopping on and joining us, man. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Hopefully we can do this again.
Oh, I think we can have this arranged. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We
May
already
not be
got two or three
available all
shows.
the time, but I'll hop on when I can. I'll absolutely. I enjoyed this.
I may learn how to be more diplomatic. You never know.
We all learned something today.
See, we'll find a way to get you on, Lyle. Don't you worry about that, buddy. We'll find a way. Okay. By the way, hop on over to spectorshockey.com. Check out all the great articles for all the great folks that you write for. Lyle, tell us who you all write for.
Well, in addition to my site, I also write for Bleacher Report. I also write for the Hockey News. If you read German, I write for Ice Hockey News in Germany once a week with them. And I also have a twice monthly column here in my hometown paper, The Guardian PEI.
There you go, man. Check him out for sure, for sure. Also, follow him on Twitter at, or X, I'm sorry, at Spectors Hockey. So, Pearlo, where can we find all your great stuff, sir?
At Pearlo's NHL POW on the Twitter there. You get all my picks for the days that I'm doing. You can have access to my premium picks, which are doing extremely well, like usual right now. And of course, the Ice Guys voted last year the best NHL podcast in North America. And we're back at it and crushing once again. I'm on Monday and Wednesdays, but I recommend you check them out all the time. And you can find me here, Puck in Deep. Make sure you're checking us out here, buddy, because this is what you get. We're talking about deep stuff here. If you're coming in looking for somebody to say a lot of nice things about your favorite team, you might find it. But more often than not, you're going to find Puck in Deep. We take no prisoners. We give you everything we got. We give you everything we think. We've been doing this for a long time. For all the people that said, hey, Pearlo, you don't know Puck? Well, this is Puck in Deep. And
for sure.
Check it out, my friends. So you can catch me on that. You can catch me on my own channel. I do a live show at 11 o'clock midnight. Maybe we'll put the link in the description. 11 o'clock midnight, 11 o'clock p.m., not midnight. Yeah. Don't confuse that. 11 o'clock p.m. I go on there. I do spaces on Twitter. We do all kinds of stuff. So just give me a follow.
Be sure to check him out.
And thanks for coming in. Anybody who's listening right now, you have been, we've graced us with your presence, and we're very happy to have you. If you've enjoyed this, hit that subscribe button. If you like it, and we'll catch you next time on Puck in